Guys. So I felt like there was a lot more to the song than I initially explained. So, I felt like I went from chapter one straight to the end, and I went through the lyrics, and yeah, there is a lot more that can be said about this masterpiece. So I'd like to finish that. Let's just go through it now. So I already did finish talking about my interpretation of the part from I remember a time down to the into the cool autumn breeze. The snow has now fallen, and my sun's not so bright. I struggle to hold on with the last of my might. So he had finished his summer, like summer is a time when, honestly, I'm not a summer person. Like I freaking hate the heat, but there's no denying that we just have a lot of fun in that time. I mean, my whole life until now, because I just started working, summer was always holiday time, vacation time, and everyone has all the fun at that time. So you can regard that as a time of peak happiness. Now, next he was talking about being in autumn, which is a transition period. I guess we can call that our midlife, where things are good, but also like not so good anymore. You have more responsibilities on your shoulders, and your your body itself is starting to get weaker, and all the things about adulthood that suck in comparison to childhood, the responsibilities, the everything. So but of course there are good things like um you've probably found love by that point, and you're more independent, and not everything about being a kid is good, right? So no more like homework and stuff. Anyway, but now you're in winter. You're old now. Your body is not at all what it used to be. You're freaking alone. Life sucks. So that's winter. And he's just clinging for life, holding on for dear life right now. In my den of inequity, viciousness, and subtlety, struggle to ease the pain, struggle to find the same. Hmm. Let me just Google what inequity means. Maybe that'll help me make more sense of this. Inequity, lack of fairness or justice. Wow. Okay, so he feels like, life has screwed him over, which I guess we all feel that way in some form or the other. And, I feel like this is Dream Theater's take on Metallica's The Unforgiven, which wouldn't be a surprise at all because we know that Dream Theater does um, look up to Metallica quite a lot. Like they're inspired by them. So The Unforgiven is also about these regrets one has after having reached old age. So it's kind of like you're struggling to just let go of all the bitterness of everything that's happened in the past in your life. But there's so much of it, right? Like think about it, decades and decades of just hurt and pain and struggle, and just like I want to let go, I just want to die in peace. That's what's going on here. Ignorance surrounding me, I've never been so filled with fear. All my life's been drained from me, the end is drawing near. Holy crap. If I just go above, like two stanzas above, it's innocence caressing me. I never felt so young before. There was so much life in me, still I long to search for more. Do you realize that they've taken those like same words and just changed it to completely alter their meaning? You went from innocence as a child to ignorance. Like, when you're that age, you kind of feel like everyone around you is so ignorant. They just don't know what they're talking about, and you're old and you're scared, right? You're like fucking paranoid, like what's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna drop dead, or am I gonna like have some kind of attack right now and no one's gonna be there for me? All my life's been drained from me. The end is drawing near. You've got nothing left to fight for. You've got no strength to fight with. It's over. And yeah, this part, man. I'll always remember the chill of November, the news of the fall, the sounds in the hall, the clock on the wall ticking away. Like in college, fuck, I was looking forward to so in third semester I used to post a lot of lyrics and stuff on my Instagram, and I was really looking forward to November coming so that I could post this. November 2017 was one of the darkest times in my life. So reading this shit is bringing that back. But it's okay, fuck it. So anyway, yeah. Um November is like normally when autumn is drawing to an end and the holidays are approaching, the world is slowing down, it's settling in. So that's what this guy is associating it with, just uh, thinking about how life would just, like I said, almost come grinding to a halt back then, and everything would be so serene. So, seize the day, I heard him say, life will not always be this way. Look around, hear the sounds, cherish your life while you're still around. I wonder, maybe that's his father telling him when he was young to just value what you've got, like it's kind of like that office thing, Andy says, I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good times while you're still in them. So this dad is telling him, like, listen, kid, you don't realize it, but these are the best days of your life. You're never gonna be this joyful again. So just make the best of it. But you're the kid, right? You don't know that that's true because you haven't experienced anything but this. This is your normal. So to you, good would be something better than this, and bad would be something worse than this. But this is all you know. So now this guy is like, oh yeah, dad was right. So yeah, then like I said, the whole gather ye rosebuds thing is going on. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may, old time is still a flying, and the same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying. Like I said, it's like a eulogy, man. Or, it's like someone writing their last words. We can learn from the past, but those days are gone. We can hope for the future, but there may not be one. Wow, that's so pessimistic, right? Like, it's hard enough to stay positive when you remember your mistakes and think, well, those mistakes taught me something. Well, yeah, but also, like, you know, it's over, right? I mean, whether those were mistakes that are going to lead to something good, or whether those were just plain old mistakes and you've irrevocably fucked up your life, those days are gone. So yeah, it's kind of like saying just you don't know for sure that the future is going to be good. Like you can try, you can think that it'll be good, but you might not even have a future. So yeah, pretty dark shit. And I mean, I'm on Genius right now, so I can't. It doesn't say who wrote it, but I guess this is Mike Portnoy, because like from back when I used to study Dream Theater's music, I kind of observed that Portnoy used to write the darker stuff in their songs. So anyway, the words. This is when this thing, Labrie's voice starts to rise in pitch. It's so beautiful. Like the music just starts picking up momentum. Um, I want to talk more about it. Like everything is just. It's starting to get happy. You feel like it's building up to a peak. All this while it was kind of calm and sad, but now you feel like you're gaining some sort of hope. I don't know why. Okay, maybe let's find out. The word stuck in my mind. a life from what I've learned. I have to seize the day to whom I returned. So now this guy, even though he was by battling all these dark thoughts, now he wants to fight. He's like, no, wait, it's not over until I'm over. And he decides to go home. Preparing for her flight, I held with all my might, fearing my deepest fright. She walked into the night. Okay, basically some love stuff, man. Just like, fuck it. um, so yeah, so far or so it seems, all is lost with nothing fulfilled. Off the pages, like yeah, I'm just gonna read this and make sure it's worth talking about before I bullshit some more. Yeah, honestly, it's just more. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm getting the theme. Um, so now, okay, it's getting dark again. Basically, this guy with his newfound energy, he tries to, you know, uh, fight some more. But then he realizes that it was all pointless. Like, I just had these dreams that things would get better. But you know what? That was just a dream. It's never going to happen. I was blinded by a paradise, utopia high in the sky, a dream that only drowned me, deep in sorrow, wondering why. The more he pursued that dream and the more he realized that that dream was never going to become a reality, that only made him more miserable. Oh, come, let us adore him, abuse and then ignore him. No matter what, don't let him be. Let's feed upon his misery, then string him up for all the world to see. First of all, this is definitely Dream Theater's version of The Unforgiven. Trust me, guys, if you don't believe me, just listen to that song and then come back to this. This is what happens to every freaking kid. Brown kids, we whine about, our parents and relatives fucking us up. Well, I guess it's a universal thing because, um, yeah, oh, come, let us adore him. Isn't that what you do when your child is born? Like, oh, he's so cute, I love him. Abuse and then ignore him. He grows up, you fucking force all your expectations on him. Then, you just don't, when he doesn't meet them, you make him feel like shit for it. Just never let him be happy and feed upon his misery. I'm not like, listen, this is not dedicated, this is not at my parents or anyone in particular. I just feel like this is something we all have gone through at some point in our lives growing up. Let's feed upon his misery, then string him up for all the world to see. Like sometimes you feel like people enjoy making you feel like shit about yourself, and especially in that age. So that's what's happening here. That's what's being discussed here. I'm sick of all you hypocrites holding me at bay, and I don't need your sympathy to get me through the day. Seasons change and so can I. Hold on, boy, no time to cry. Untie these strings, I'm climbing down. I won't let them push me away. This is the most beautiful part. Like, I mean, this was the part that I said in the previous video I wanted to discuss, but I couldn't remember the lyrics. This is the part where he's just like letting go of everything once more. Like, just fuck all of you, man. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And yeah, I just really love the. I don't know the. I really just feel like Labrie in that moment. He's feeling what I'm feeling like. Um, this rebellious sense of arrogance. It's just really something you have to listen to in order to experience. Um, yeah, and then just before it reaches that last part, which I've already discussed, I'm much wiser now. A lifetime of memories run through my head. They taught me how, for better or worse, alive or dead. I realize there's no turning back. Life goes on the off-beaten track. Like I said, so now you're old, you're on your deathbed, you just think about everything that you've experienced, and you realize that life never goes the way you expect it to. So, yeah, that's about it. Part two is done. Now we'll talk about other songs, guys. See ya.